Strategy 44. Create fun and excitement. Most change programs are boring. Yes, let this sink in and take a moment to reflect. Think about the change programs you have experienced and tell me which of them really sent the butterflies flying to your stomach. From a point of view of excitement, fear or fun? The truth is, most change programs are factual, transactional and boring. They are about change, about transformation, and we all want change, but nobody really wants to be changed. Or we have to be invited, fired up, or even better, seduced. I've been on the organizational change in customer experience, and I must say I had to learn to add fun and excitement. It is in me as a person, but somehow it's not ingrained in the system of the organizations I worked in. It was not the norm to invest in elements that we call the soft stuff. In our CX masterclass, we used a quote by McKinsey: great transformations spend as much time on the soft stuff of cultural change and communication as on the hard stuff of performance management. How to link this to my pilgrimage? When I walked into the town of Tromello, I saw a little man on a bike pedaling up to me. He was waving full of excitement. "Una pellegrina?" he asked, and his whole face was smiling and lit up by his big grin. When he got closer, I saw his bike. It was painted in the Italian colors, green, white and red. He got off his bike and walked with me along the streets of the village. And while we were still walking, he was firing all kinds of questions at me in Italian. He welcomed me to the town of Tromello, introduced himself as Danilo and the ambassador of the Via Francigena. He was taking care of the signage and, of course, welcoming the pilgrims to his town of Tromello. I had to sit down in a local pub and he introduced me to all the local heroes on the terrace as the most beautiful pilgrim he had seen this year. I think it was the first that year, but hey. They treated me to a drink and I ordered lunch and off went Danilo. Please don't go away. He was going to his home to get me a gift, a special gift. And when he came back, he presented with all the grace and importance a testimonium of Tromello, calligraphed and dated on that day, congratulating me on the fabulous achievement of reaching Tromello and on keeping my faith as a pilgrim. As I ate my lunch, I couldn't stop smiling, looking at this older man who had found his purpose in looking after the path, but most of all adding so much fun and excitement to his life and to the life of pilgrims. As I left, he accompanied me to the edge of the town, pointing out all signs that he looked after. I walked on, looked back and saw him standing in the blazing sunshine, his Italian bike in his hand and his eyes sparkling with life. He really made my pilgrimage worthwhile and added elements of fun and excitement. I think we could use some of Danilo's spirit in our organizations, adding fun and excitement in change. Embrace ambassadors that know how to engage with others and add that little bit of weirdness in our organizations. In the eyes of his fellow citizens, I could see that they thought that about Danilo. But they also loved the excitement he brought that afternoon on the terrace. We should spice up our change programs. Think about communication. Think about tokens for connection. Think about award shows. Think about rewarding people with something similar to this gorgeous testimonium that I got. Whether you are the Danilo or have colleagues that are more like him, people like him make life a more beautiful place. And I promise you'll get better results in return.